Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Cool Colas here, and I got another really cool video for you today. And I wanted to talk to you all specifically about things related to this novel that I have coming out pretty soon here. And the main thing I wanted to talk to you all about was what was my inspiration specifically related to making REM Realm as a novel. So, the first thing I wanted to get into was where this idea started, what was the thought process behind why I wanted to make it, and also just what was going on in my head at the time when I was in the process of writing the manuscript. So, the first thing is back in, I think it was 2016, 17, somewhere around that time frame is when I first started generating ideas for the book itself. So that's when I first kind of got into this mindset of figuring out what my topic was, like what I wanted to talk about, how I wanted to structure it, and all this other stuff. But it came from this idea that as all the years went by, I noticed that I had these really like vivid and interesting dreams. Some of them were so wacky and whimsical. It's like if I would have told somebody else that, they would have thought I was on something. They would have thought I was like high or just drunk or whatever before I passed out and went to sleep. But some of my dreams would just be so vivid that it would be hard for me to explain it to a person and them to not look at me funny unless like they had like the same experience. I'd have strange dreams where I'd be getting chased by, just to give you an example real quick here, a dinosaur in a museum that was like totally a skeleton, or another dream where I'd be chased by like these people who were acting as if they were vampires, but then they were not really vampires and they couldn't really hurt me, but I thought they could do me harm, or just weird things like that. Or I had another one where this one was real strange. I had one where I was at a restaurant and I had these fries, and it might be one of the reasons why, and this is something that you all will learn about me here, but why I hate crinkle fries. They're like my least favorite type of fry out of all of them. So the reason why is because, well, I don't like the taste, number one. I think they taste a little bit too potatoey. But two, because I had this dream specifically. I had a dream that I was in a restaurant and I was eating a burger or a chicken sandwich, one or the other. And then all of a sudden, like, the food started coming to life. And then one of the weird things that happened was there was a guy, and he had like a container of fries, like an actual like carton of fries. And they were like the crinkle cut fries. And so for some reason, like, they were like doused in chili, which I don't really see anybody like make chili fries with the crinkle fries. I just see them with the regular ones, like a Coney Island or whatever. But anyway, so these fries ended up coming to life, and so then they started kind of squirming around, like they started coming out of his cart, and the little cart he had, and they were squirming around as if they were like worms in like mud, and it was just kind of weird, and they started like chasing me, and I just thought that was like the strangest thing ever. So like, and it was super bizarre. So I think, considering dreams like that specifically, I thought about a way that I could make a book that would be able to show the eccentricity, for lack of better words, of dreams and how they can go on in a person's head and how they can be so vivid but also have a lot of meaning as well too. Because let's be real here, a lot of the dreams that we have and that we experience actually have a lot of meaning behind it. So there's a lot of this deeper, I guess, understanding that goes with having intense dreams as well. Like just understanding how it relates to your actual life and what's going on at that time. Now, I can't really speak for why I was having dreams about chili fries squirming on the floor like worms, but I can definitely see some of my dreams now, for sure, as a 30-year-old man, and even in my 20s, and how they related to just different obstacles in my life, and also just different events in my life that may have actually been positive or not necessarily negatively impactful. So I think that I wanted to, at the time, my mindset was that I wanted to come up with a book where I was able to showcase these different events. So in other words, I wanted to showcase like someone who was going through these different dream scenarios and how they reacted while they were basically in the actual dream. So I think that it could bring that to life. Now, I also thought that it would be something where, although it's a book and someone could read it and they could probably visualize it even though they're just seeing words, because let's be real, it's so whimsical you probably could just visualize it without like actually seeing a picture. I think that it also could be translated into other forms of media. So, for example, I think that it would make a really cool movie. I think REM Realm would be an awesome movie for the simple fact that I think that the combination of suspense and goofy, almost like comical type of vibe, and the dreamlike nature as well too. I think that it can make for something that's very interesting and intriguing, and it really could be entertainment for anybody who was like young and anybody who was like a little bit older as well too. So it really doesn't even have like a point in which, or age, I guess, point in which someone could like not enjoy it because they don't really fully understand it. I think that children could conceptualize what they're seeing and how interesting it is, but then I think that adults could also get something from it as well too, because there's a lot of lessons that are being taught in REM Realm. So I would definitely say that my motivation behind it was to just showcase how intense and weird and sometimes ominous dreams can be, and how they can actually impact and give deeper meaning to the real lives that other people basically experience outside of the dreams that they have when they're sleeping. So that was, again, my main motivation to make the book itself. There were other things that I wanted to kind of like cover in there as well too. I wanted to just be able to have a fantasy series where I was able to, again, like transform into other medias, but essentially I wanted it to be its own brand. So again, because it will be branching off from being a book and branching off into being potentially being a movie at some point, given everything goes the way I want it to, branching off to maybe being a TV show, maybe being a video game, maybe being this, maybe being that. I want it to actually be its own brand, and I thought that this would be a cool way to actually make that. And then I thought it was a cool enough idea that the simple fact that anybody can have dreams and anybody can have intense dreams could make for some form of continuity, right? So it can make for like this idea that although it's about this one particular character and the dreams that this particular character experiences, that there's also the potential that it could also expand onto other characters or other people and things like that, because really dreams can be very vast and there's no like one size like fits all when it comes to that, because we all experience different things in our lives. We all have different struggles. We all have different things that we focus on, that we care about, that we value. So I think a lot of times like those things do impact our dreams and they impact our subconscious as we sleep. So I wanted to be able to create something where different forms of dreams can basically take flight into different characters and into different people. I also thought it'd be a cool way to maybe even showcase some of the dreams that I've had, because there's a few dreams that are talked about in this book specifically, and I won't really go into it or how it's happening, but there's definitely a nice handful of dreams that are symbolic and similar to the dreams that I basically had growing up, and then even into my adulthood as well too. So I thought that this would be like a good way for me to be able to just showcase that and then kind of like tell a story without saying, hey, this is a dream that Cool Colas had when he was 20 years old. And the truth is that I don't remember all details about it. So, I put my own little spin on it, put it into different, into a character, and, did what I did with it. But anyway, without giving too much of the book away, because I really don't want any content given away. I just want people to be able to read it and to be able to enjoy it, and to see these like cool things transpire and these cool things happen. I just want to say that the main idea behind me making the book is because I wanted to showcase dreams, but I wanted to make it into its own brand where it could continue to like live and grow even past the book. So really it's just a true vision that's beyond actually creating novels, and just showing that novels is the first step. As I said in other previous videos, the main thing that I like to do is I like to use my writing, and in this case specifically novels, to be able to showcase my voice, because a lot of times I feel that when you speak, you have to have a certain dialogue, and it has to be this right tone, right amount of time, right timing, everything like that, to really be able to get out what you need to say and have to say, and you have to manipulate that in the right way. And what writing allows you to do is it allows you to basically create your voice and put your voice out there at your own time. And that's what I like about it, is that maybe I want to be ready to be able to speak or to say something, when I'm ready to say something, instead of being in this like momentary like idea of having to speak because you're in conversation, or because like you're about to have some type of basically a dialogue with another person, and you may have to respond this way or that way depending on what's being said. Again, that's like way too deep, and that probably sounds like I'm like totally overthinking the whole process of having a conversation with someone. But what I'm simply saying is that by me making the book, and by me like putting out everything that I'm putting out with like this dream concept that I've actually created, the whole idea was for me to be able to voice that in a certain way, but then to voice it and to be able to actually make an entire brand out of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about what the kind of thought process behind why this book was made, and what to expect, and just what I was thinking about during that time in 2016-17, when I was actually first like kind of generating the ideas for the manuscript. Anyway, I will talk to you later. I have a whole lot of other videos that are going to be coming soon on my Colas Creative page. Tell a friend, tell a family member, and other than that, I hope you have a good night, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.